can talk about that later.
So Illinois Robotics in Space is an aerospace student organization at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And basically what we do is build robots that are designed for the mock environment of the moon in order to mine lunar material for NASA.
Every year we compete at NASA's Lunabotic robotic mining competition, in which we build an autonomous lunar excavation robot to dig on a simulated lunar environment of a material called BP1.
So I did robotics in high school, and that's why I chose engineering, and specifically even why I chose electrical engineering. So I wanted to kind of continue that in college, and I found Iris right away, and it was just kind of a perfect match. There was a lot of hands-on experience, and they were teaching me new skills right off the bat, and it just kind of felt like everybody was really welcoming and really ready to help.
I was looking for a robotics team that felt like home, like it needed to feel welcoming and filled with joy, and also be an environment where it didn't matter what level of experience you had or who you were, that anyone can do robotics. So with Iris, it was this huge, welcoming, filled with fun family.
The important thing to remember is that this team and this group is about learning and teaching. So a lot of what we want to do is try to incorporate learning experiences into everything we're doing.
So there's, of course, interpersonal and technical. So on the technical side, you've learned anything you could possibly do about a team, a company. We have the bureaucracy, we have the actual technical side. So you do learn how to actually run a team, run a company, and actually have those skills apply. So specifically for the autonomous team, you can start learning software and skills that are later on classes throughout. So for example, I learned all about C and programming before I even took any of the classes.
When you're initially drafting up something, it's very abstract, and putting pencil to paper on any sort of idea that you have, figuring out, optimization for that, I feel like is one of the most important things I've learned here.
For example, I get lots of hands-on experience, and I specifically get to see how PCBs are constructed, and that's something I definitely don't even get to look at as a freshman in engineering.
Iris is a learning experience for pretty much anyone who comes into it. That's our big goal, is to teach everyone how to do robotics in general, and I guess that's the next thing I would call it, is a robotics club.
So part of our mission is to make sure that everyone feels welcome, and that is something we take out into the community.
So we do a lot of outreach events throughout the year. Every year we do a few, repeatedly. Air and Space Day and Engineering Open House are two of our really big ones.
We do events at local schools and at events around campus in order to bring in prospective future members, and even if you're not going to be a member in the future, just prospective engineers, to kind of see what we're about, our design process, and the goals that we're going to try to meet during our competition phase.
My favorite thing about Iris is probably the amount of things that I get done that I don't expect to. Like the phrase "time flies when you're having fun" tends to come to mind.
Originally, I was, when I was looking at RSOs, I was looking for a robotics RSO, because everyone loves robots, and a space RSO. So when you have robotics and space in your name, it's a pretty good idea.
My favorite thing about Iris is that we don't just keep the same thing every single time. Whether it be 100 of different opinions and 100 different ideas, we want to make sure that everyone has a chance to say, this worked because of this, but let's try something new. Because if we just stick the exact same, or if we keep all of the electrical engineers doing all of the electrical work, there aren't new ideas going in. There's not that innovation that we strive for.
For me, Iris is obviously about building a robot, but it also gives me a chance to use all of the skills that I learn about in class. It's really a place for me to take kind of all the numbers and gobbledygook and terminology and just put it on a bench and actually toy with it.
Sure. what kept me here is, I guess, the kind of I learned as I went through the process. Everyone here was very friendly, and I feel like I actually have contributed to the club, and it's like a part of me at this point.
It's not about how many people we get on the team. The fact that everyone matters and everyone's name is known and everyone feels welcome from across teams.
IRIS is a collection of people who just really support each other and work together in order to accomplish a common goal. And the reason I fell in love with IRIS was because of the people, and we have a lot of brilliant engineers here. We don't even have just engineers, we have a bunch of other majors too, because we have no limits. So it's really interesting coming to board meetings and talking about everyone's ideas and sharing what we've all been up to, because there's a lot of communication and there's not a lot of the walls that you see in other teams.
Ooh, people, the people. Everyone loves the work, everyone loves everything else, but it's the people. Because IRIS attracts a certain type of person that really, for one, enjoy the work they do, and two, like making it fun.
And the thing that really stuck with me about IRIS was, at the time I came in, it was small. So I had to do things pretty much immediately. And most of the other clubs I joined, they were larger, somewhat established. They didn't throw you into the gauntlet as quickly. And I really like that about IRIS. I like immediately having something to do. And I think now that IRIS has gotten bigger, we've really tried to maintain that sentiment that you're coming into IRIS, you're expecting something engineering-y. You want to be thrown into the gauntlet. And that's really what I like about it.
IRIS has definitely changed over the years, but I think that the fundamental part of it that was filled with a learning environment that also inspires new ideas and different opinions is still always there at every single meeting, no matter whether it be the autonomous meeting, the mechanical. Even if those two are completely different groups of people, they still have that one goal of creating something magical.